this next song we're going to sing is Our God is So Big, So Strong and So Mighty. And so these are the motions. Our God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. For you, for me, he can do anything that is good for us. So let's sing this song for him. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. The mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you.
All right, guys, we have a fun song for you all today. I'm in the Lord's army. Now, there's a few motions for it, and it's going to go like this. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, because I'm in the Lord's army. All right, let's give it a try. Here we go. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, because I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, because I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, because I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, because I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. I just got back from a hike with another group, and man, we almost lost Jake. But we all made it back in one piece, for the most part. See, I forgot to pack the map that's supposed to guide us along the path, and we get to this point in the trail where there was a fork in the road. And I remember somebody saying that if you take one direction, it was supposed to be really easy, but if you take the other direction, it was supposed to be really tough and dangerous. But me being the good counselor that I am, I chose the right direction, right? Wrong. Yeah, that thing got bad real quickly. Like at one point along the path, it went straight down. Oh, poor Jake didn't even see it coming. But now that I'm telling you this, it reminds me of how the devil tries to use tricks on us. See, we see many times in the Bible where the devil tries to deceive God's people by showing them something that looks and seems to be really good, but we find out much later they're not as good as they seem. Today's Bible lesson takes place in the book of Daniel. See, there was this king. He was King Nebuchadnezzar. And he was a very proud king. He was so proud of himself that he decided to make a gold statue out of himself. It was a miniature statue. It was only 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide. And he loved this statue so much that he decided to have a dedication service for the statue. And while everybody was gathering around this miniature statue, he had this messenger tell them that when the music begins to play, everybody has to bow down and worship the statue. If you did not bow down and worship the statue, you will be thrown into the blazing, fiery furnace. There was a problem with this dedication service. It was breaking one of God's commandments. Do you know which one of the commandments that they were breaking? That's right. It is thou shalt not make of themselves any graven images, which means you cannot make nor worship any idols. Well, there were these three friends. It was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. No, not a billy goat, Abednego. And these three friends knew God's law. They knew that they should not bow and worship any idols. So they had a choice to make. Do they take the easy path and bow down like everybody else was going to do? Or do they choose to obey God, which is a much tougher path? Well, the music begins to play. And as the music plays, everybody decides to bow down except the three friends. This made the king pretty upset. But he was like, maybe I'm going to give them a second chance. So the music played again. And everybody bowed down except Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now the king is furious. He is so mad that he told his soldiers to turn up the fire 7 times hotter than it already is. 7 times hotter. It was so hot that the soldiers who were going to throw in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they threw them in, they died immediately from the fire. As they were in the fiery furnace, the king looks in to see what was going on, and he noticed that there were 4 men walking around in the fire. Now, how many men did they throw into the fire? Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. I only count 3. But there were 4 men walking around in the fire. See, even in the midst of this fire, God was there to protect them. In the amazement of what was going on, the king called for the boys to come out of the fire. And he was so amazed at what he saw, he began to worship God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted and obeyed God, even when the road was tough. Well, I got another hike to go on. I got my map this time, so I think we'll be all right. Meet me back here next time for another lesson around the fire. Wish me luck.